I want to share with you the clearest explanation I've heard yet of just a few of the consequences of Donald Trump's inhumane travel ban targeting Muslims. It's a segment from the always excellent radio show To the Point.
This is the reality that tens of thousands of Iraqis who have bled for our country, who have risked their lives, many of them have dragged U.S. soldiers and Marines out of firefights. They've lost limbs. They've had their loved ones killed. Many of my former colleagues have been assassinated because they're seen as traitors for standing up alongside the United States. Their wives have been raped. Their children have been abducted. And as a result of this chaos that their choice to help the United States put them in, over the past 10 years, a bipartisan coalition has recognized a debt to these people, and they promised them tens of thousands of visas. There were years of hurdles for these Iraqis to go through. You don't get to ride in a Humvee alongside Marines without us knowing who you are. My colleagues had polygraph examinations routinely. Their eyeballs were scanned. These people have U.S. Marines and aid workers and diplomats vouching for them on official letterhead. They went through every step of the process. They did everything the United States government asked of them. And for that, they were granted a visa which Donald Trump's signature has just nullified. I have people who were on their way to the airport when he was signing this, whose boarding passes were ripped up in front of their face, and they were told that Donald Trump doesn't want them in America. And these are people who have served alongside our forces.
That's simply not true. This is a temporary suspension. None of them have been told you are not ever coming to the United States. They've been told that you need to wait until we can be sure that the process is good.
Kirk Johnson, back to you. And could you talk about just how extreme the vetting already is for refugees and others that they're subjected to when they are coming from Muslim-majority countries?
Sure. This is baffling to me that somebody could try to defend this. And when you say that it's temporary, I just need your listeners to understand what this means. Now, one of the people that I'm referring to, whose ticket was torn up in front of her, waited over 2 years for her special immigrant visa, which was created by both Republicans and Democrats and promised to these people. In order to get that visa, over 2 years, she submitted her documents. She went to interviews with agents from the Department of Homeland Security. Her eyeballs were scanned. Her fingerprints were taken and checked against massive databases of unexploded ordnance that were picked up from the battlefield. She had her husband, who was an interpreter for the 3rd Armored Cav for 2 years, who is now in the United States as of a few months ago, and who has also dragged American soldiers out of firefights after they've been shot. This woman was granted, and I'm not sure your guest understands or your readers or your listeners understand, you're not granted a visa for an indefinite period of travel time. You're given a window during which to travel. Now, this woman waited 2 years for her visa, which expires in March. She has to travel before March. Guess what? March is in that 90-day ban. So during that period, a whole lot of people's visas are going to expire, and they're going to have to start this whole process over again. Now,
we're talking money, we're talking time, we're talking lives completely disrupted.
I know people who have sold their houses, their cars, they've sold their family jewelry, everything they can, because they got a travel date from the United States government. There are just these basic falsehoods about what is going on, that people don't understand, that these people are the most documented refugees on the face of the planet. I don't know if your guest has ever been issued a U.S. government ID. I don't know if they understand what it means to get a U.S. military-issued badge or what it means to hold certificates of commendation from U.S. generals for their work. But I wanted to try to just, in a sober moment, and obviously you can hear I'm animated at the moment,
sure,
but to walk through what these Iraqis did for us and to try to get through to President Trump, because right now, whoever is advising him is not serving him well. I'm just trying, not from any partisan angle, not from any left-right thing. I don't even care who's in the White House. This is just a basic American principle that I'm trying to defend against this idiotic order.